Made it easy for me, huh?
We got you closer seat, too.
We'll start with some opening comments from Coach, and then we'll open it up for questions. If you do have a question, please raise your hand so we can get a mic to you so everyone can hear you. Thank you so much, and we'll start with Coach Fleck.
Yeah, first of all, just want to give West Virginia a lot of credit. Neil Brown, his football team, really tough football team, great defense. It was a hard-fought football game. I want to thank the Guaranteed Rate. I want to thank the Fiesta Bowl and everybody involved. I mean, Walker did an amazing job hosting us, and Mike Neely and all of his people, Patrick. I mean, this was an elite event. They know how to run a bowl game. I don't think anybody needs to be able to be told that, but they know how to run a bowl game. Absolutely loved our administration, Mark Coyle, President Gable, allowing us to come out here a little bit early. And we basically had our Monday day off on the day we arrived and then kind of got into our bowl week. So we like to get out here about 2-3 days ahead of time and kind of get into a normal bowl week. So I just want to thank them, our entire administration. And, you know, I thought our guys played incredibly hard, played tough. You know, when you look at, you know, first of all, start with the year. When you look at this year, you know, who would have thought that, you know, beginning of the year, if you would have bet, you know, Kai Thomas would have been the bowl game MVP. I'm probably not working anymore, you know. And that's no disrespect to Kai, but when you look at our backfield of 7 tailbacks with scholarship tailbacks, not many people in the country have 7 scholarship tailbacks, and we do. And we needed every single one of them. In fact, we needed to move a linebacker over to running back. We put a lot of burden on our offensive line this year in tight ends. And, you know, we were efficient in the pass game. Maybe didn't throw it as much as we normally do every single year, but we were efficient. And then you look as a wide receivers. I mean, we had 4 guys out for almost half the year at times, coming in and out. A lot of personal tragedy. A lot of fathers lost. A lot of family members lost. And it's very difficult to go through the year like that. Everybody has that, but who can do it and overcome it and triumph through it? And even then you look at the Bowling Green game and Illinois game and the ability to respond to that. Then you look defensively, maybe one of the best defensive seasons that I can remember as a head football coach. And that goes all to Joe Rossi and his staff, Chad Wilt, Joe Harris-Simiak, Paul Haynes, and all the GAs and QCs. And we rallied around this knock all year. And we wanted to be the defense that knocks. And I thought they did that, you know. And so I couldn't be more proud of this football team, couldn't be prouder of them. They've been through an awful lot, overcame a lot. It's a special, special group of young men. The results are results. We get judged on the numbers of wins. You know, 9 wins is really, really a tremendous season for us. But when you look at how they got to 9 wins and the people they are and what they overcame to get there, that, as Heather said, those are the statues. You know, those are the trophies of these young men growing up. And I've been that way for the entire time being a head coach, and I'll always be that way. I have to be reminded of that at times, and that's why you have a lovely wife like I do to remind you of those things. And but those are the statues, what these guys have overcome and what they fought through, and the win's just a cherry on top. So, again, give a lot of credit to West Virginia. But, again, there's a lot of things in that game that we'll probably talk about that could have been better. So thank you for all attending as well. Can't thank our fans enough, our band, everybody who made the trip here. I mean, it was the fan, and the crowd was definitely dominated by Minnesota, which we couldn't thank our fans enough. So thank you all for being here.
We'll start with the front row here with a question.
PJ, you said a defense that knocks. What does that mean?
Well, again, we're not promoting anything, but there's a scene from a certain show on, I think it's Netflix, Breaking Bad. And I just saw Breaking Bad for the first time last year during COVID. I mean, it's been out forever. And these guys will talk about Breaking Bad, and we finally watched it. And, you know, he talks about I am the one who knocks. And so, you know, Rolling Stones, you know, let me hear you knocking. And, you know, so we played that all year, and it was just kind of a theme that our guys rallied around. And, you know, Coach Rossi and his defense deserve a lot of credit for that. And the guys really embraced it. And, you know, so that's where it came from. Again, not promoting anything that's going on in the actual show at all. We took one specific scene, and that's all that fit what we were doing, just to be specific on that before the articles come out.
Third row here on the left.
Who pitched the Daniel Fa'alele fullback dive, and did you have any hesitation after Neil Brown sprinted down the sidelines to call the timeout the first time you saw it?
Not at all. He's 400 pounds. I mean, once that thing gets moving forward, it's hard to be able to stop that thing. And you know, we ran the ball with him a few years ago in the spring game. We threw it last year, and you know, then we decided to run it this time. There was no hesitation. I thought Coach Simon did a great job calling a game, smart game. You know, especially as you miss a field goal to start the game, right? Then you fumble, which we won't have to talk about. And then, you know, we have a holding call. And, I mean, you're talking about 3 drives empty, you know, and that's – it could have been a lot different if we were able to execute on those. But, again, that's what I love about this team. They just moved on to the next play. Their response is incredible. There's a major difference between response and reaction. And these guys are trained to respond, and they taught us an awful lot tonight. And they're an example of the culture. We just coach. We can't play. We can't be the one out there responding. They have to do it, and they've got that down.
4th row on the right.
PJ, you're now 3-0 in bowl games since you've taken over as the head coach. What is it about the process of preparing for a bowl game and the players' ability to execute when the game comes around at this time of year?
Yeah, I mean, we all learn how to be able to prepare from people that we're with. You know, Greg Schiano taught me an awful lot how to prepare for bowl games. I mean, that's where I pull a lot of the bowl prep from. I know he's a fellow Big Ten coach, but I pull a lot of the stuff we did from him and how we prepare. And the players have to buy into that. Our bowl prep is not easy, and they know that. We give them gifts a lot, you know, here and there. You know, you can give bowl gifts, and we spread them out. So, you know, after practice, I usually get a bowl gift, which kind of softens, you know, hey, we practiced today. Woo! Everybody leaves feeling good. They got something. But we have a certain way of doing it, and we have a certain belief. We stick to that belief. And just because we're 3-0 doesn't mean that, you know, we use the same thing when we prepared for the Cotton Bowl at Western Michigan and lost. And you know, but I've learned a lot along the way, and these guys have bought into, you know, they understand that, you know, the Fiesta Bowl and Guaranteed Rate provide an elite experience, but we're here to win a football game. And I actually love where we stayed. I mean, the Sheridan over there, I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, it was like a retreat. And I mean, I know at times we were kind of sitting there like, what are we going to do? But we came together, and, you know, wasn't anybody at the hotel really besides us. So our guys got a chance to get away, and it was more of a retreat. And these guys are the ones that have to do it. I mean, we provide the blueprint, and they've got to go execute it. If they don't believe in the blueprint, they go off the blueprint, and the house isn't going to look like you want to build a house. It's going to come tumbling down when the winds come and the storms come. And these guys truly buy into that. And it's hard, but hard equals worth it. And just proud of them.
Back to the front row here on the left.
Tyler, Neil Brown was in here, and he was very complimentary of the defense and some of the wrinkles that you guys had that you guys maybe not shown very much on film. What did you feel like you guys were trying to do to throw them off, and then how you guys were able to execute?
I think it was really just our mentality on defense, just really just keeping everything, you know, in front of us, keeping, you know, being aggressive on the outside, tackling well, you know, just everything that, you know, we've been doing all year. I think we just wanted to up the emphasis on everything that we did, just playing good defense, going out one more time, playing elite defense with our guys. So I really don't think it was anything like too different. I think it was just, you know, emphasis on getting better at, you know, what we do and, you know, what we do well and doing that in the game.
3rd row here on the left.
Yeah, PJ, this is the second consecutive bowl that you basically drained about the last 8 minutes off the clock to win it. What does that say about your offensive line, the guys up front?
Well, whatever you write about it, really. You know, I mean, you get to control the narrative a little bit more than us at times. But we're going to do what we have to do to win a football game. I mean, again, I go back to missing the field goal. We fumble inside the 10. We're driving. We drop a ball, and we hold, and now we got to punt it. So there's 3 scoring possessions that we missed, which turns it into a different game. And all those things stick with you. And the way our defense was playing, you are going to lean on your defense in the second half. And that's all we did. We leaned on our defense in the second half, flipped the field position, shortened the game, and found a way to, you know, with the zeros on the clock, to have the most points. And that's the object of the game. And, you know, I know we didn't throw the ball particularly a lot this year. You know, I'm very aware of that. That does not mean we're not going to throw the ball a lot next year. We're going to have an incredible balance. Wideouts are another year experienced. We went through a lot with guys in and out, game plans being changed throughout the entire year. But the way our defense was playing, I mean, just you lean on them when you get a chance to. And today we leaned on them again, and you know, we were able to score when we needed to score and find some creative ways to do it.
Back to the 4th row on the right.
Question for Kai. Coach kind of alluded to it earlier. It was a little bit of a crowded backfield at the beginning of the season, but for you to come out and perform the way that you did today, and you're able to come away with some hardware on top of it. What are you going to take from this moment to kind of take with you for next year and moving forward?
Just the preparation. As far as Mo, all the older guys who've been through this, just learning from them. They kind of guided me this way, told me how it is with the big gap between Wisconsin and this game. So they just taught me how to prepare, and so that's one thing I'm going to take forward.
One thing I'll say about the running backs is they're incredibly selfless. I don't know if I've ever been around a unit that is so selfless. That's very difficult in the college football landscape right now. And we have really good running backs. But this year proved you need a lot of running backs. And one thing I love about these guys is they care for each other. There's not one person that's selfish inside that running back room. That's very difficult, and especially in 2021 going into 2022, where we are with the college football landscape. Kenny Burns deserves a lot of credit. I mean, you can't imagine the things he went through to be able to prepare these guys to be able to play. And then Muhammad Ibrahim, the way he's been able to coach. And Trey Potts finally joining us for the bowl trip for the first time. That was the first time he's been around our team. And you think about all these things that happen. These guys are so close. And I hope they stay that way because it's the pure form of college football. And not afraid to talk about that. And I know we've got a lot of options out there and different things like that, but these guys are really special. And we got a special football team. And a lot of guys coming back.
Back to the front row.
Tyler, are you just glad you don't have to try and tackle Fa'alele?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Are you just glad that you don't have to try and tackle Fa'alele?
Oh, yeah, I already had to try to do that in the spring game once, so definitely not doing that again.
Any other questions?
DJ, are there any other TV shows that you draw from to kind of like give the team a certain kind of personality or any other form of entertainment?
Always. There's a lot of them. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them. Our whole theme was TGIF this year. The whole thing, right? Togetherness, gratitude, identity, and focus. But we showed them, we were showing these guys in the beginning of the year back in January. You guys remember that? Mm-hmm. Elf, Full House, right? Family Matters. Mm-hmm. We did that little video kind of making our team a part of that.
Full House.
Yeah, exactly. Right? But, yeah, we pull a lot from different things. And I think you got to find cultural ways to teach lifetime lessons and keep these guys really engaged. We're in 2022 and we're getting close to 2022, and you got to find creative ways to do it. And sometimes it sticks, sometimes it probably doesn't. And even if it doesn't, at least made an impression. And, that's Garrett Chernoff, our GM, deserves a lot of credit for that. He's got a creative mind and helps us a lot with all that.
Back to the front.
Kai, you were observing during the Bowling Green game more than playing. What did you see from how you guys responded after that one?
I seen how Trey prepared the next week and how he handled it, how he handled that game after that game, how he prepared for the next game, just the mindset that he had, the focus he had in practice, the next level that he just brought it to coming off of that game. He had a whole different level that he was going into that next game, and I think that's one thing that I learned from that.
All right, well, that will wrap up our press conference with Minnesota. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you, everybody. Roll the boat, Sky. Go Gophers.